Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd do a short video giving you my tuppence about the alleged Yorkshire cricket racism bollocks. And that's what it is, folks. It's alleged bollocks because it's the word of one man and one man alone. Now, all this has come from a guy called Azim Rafiq, and he says he was called all sorts of names, and apparently alcohol was poured down his neck when he was younger. Now, of course, anyone forcing anyone else to drink alcohol or pouring anything down their neck is just a big no-no. Whether it's for anything really, if it's for a daft initiation ceremony, if it's for bullying, or someone who doesn't drink alcohol as part of their religion. Regardless, it's not the done thing. You just don't put your hands on anyone else and force them to do something they don't want to. As for the name calling, then I'm going to suggest that any man who literally cries like this idiot did in front of a committee about being called names needs to bloody grow a pair. Whatever happened to the old saying, sticks and stones? And the other thing that doesn't sit well with me about this ridiculous issue is that Azim Rafiq was at Yorkshire County Cricket Club for 11 years. And after having finished his career there, he suddenly remembers some racial abuse. Well, why on earth didn't he say anything back then? Or were they paying him too much good money? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? It's the same with Conservative MP Caroline Noakes, because all of a sudden she remembers that back in 2003, the Prime Minister's father, Stanley Johnson, allegedly smacked her ass and said a smutty remark. Why on earth didn't she say anything back then? Or was her political career too important and she simply accepted such behaviour thinking it would get her places? The woman is a huge hypocrite anyway, and I think that allegation should be taken with a pinch of salt. The reason being, when she entered Parliament and got elected, she went out of her way to woo Christian voters and even told them that sex outside of marriage was completely wrong and she was against it. She was later caught with her toy boy lover in bed while being married to another man. So it's quite clear that Caroline Noakes has conflicting values and morals. So anyway, back to the Yorkshire County Cricket bollocks. And that's what it is, folks, it's bollocks. Because on the word of one man and one man alone, some cricketing careers have been ended. There is a massive police investigation. An expensive taxpayer-funded parliamentary committee has been set up to investigate it. And the mainstream media have put aside all the usual fake news they've manufactured to get our attention in order to concentrate on this one. An esteemed cricket club is facing massive reforms and has been accused of institutionalised racism. And while I was observing the mainstream media's take on the whole issue, they're all saying now that the whole of Yorkshire is institutionally racist. Just on the word of one man. This man who cried in front of a committee because people called him names. And if I'm honest, folks, I don't really buy those tears he produced in front of that parliamentary committee and him sat there as a man who's gone through hell for 11 years. But instead, he looked like a kid who had just been told that he wasn't getting a chocolate flake with his 99 ice cream, yet had enough money to go to another ice cream shop to get what he wanted at any time. And of course, the inevitable Islamophobia issue has been brought up, and a few esteemed cricketing careers are being dragged through the mud. So my question to the mainstream media is this. If you believe on the word of one man that a whole county and a whole cricket club is institutionally racist, then why on earth didn't the mainstream media, politicians and authorities make the same fuss on the word of thousands of young British girls who were abused for years in Rotherham? And yet you didn't paint a whole demographic with the same institutional racism and institutional misogyny that was inflicted upon them by this demographic. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, folks? But of course, we're not allowed to ask these questions. Because if you look into Twitter about the recent Liverpool car bombing, the rabid, hysterical lefties are only concerned about the potential hatred which could be directed towards the bomber's protected demographic. And you know I'm right, folks. Because let's just face facts regarding this issue. Nobody from Parliament invited any of the thousands of British Rotherham young girls to come and testify before a committee about what happened to them. And they weren't called brave by the mainstream media for speaking out about it. In fact, the police did absolutely nothing to help them for fear of being called racist. And it's transpired that the Prime Minister at the time, Gordon Brown, even told authorities not to touch it with a barge pole. And even disgraceful Member of Parliament Naz Shah retweeted a parody account tweet, thinking it was real, that suggested victims of sexual abuse should shut up for the good of multiculturalism and diversity. Those poor girls were basically told to bugger off and never speak about it again. Yet this grown-up Fanny gets the full attention and cotton wool works while being called brave and a hero. So yes, folks, I think the whole issue is a farce. And judging by the success of this man's accusations, it'll just inspire more chances to come out and accuse everyone of all sorts in order to get a good payout, just like he did. £200,000, ladies and gentlemen. He was paid by Yorkshire County Cricket. And that's my video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you wish to support what I do, if you wish to support my videos, my channel and freedom of speech, then by all means you can buy me a beer. The link is down below. So until my next video, please comment, share, subscribe, and Roger Trout.